Now we work from the bottom up because we want the water to always be on top. So we'll do our sides next and then the back. And the sides, when we made these, we made them long enough that we would extend by a minimum of 3 inches toward the front and the back. And these are actually considerably longer than they have to be. So here at the top, I'm going to have to cut off this top leg again, just like I did before. And this time, I want it to come right to the very corner of this flash. So I'm going to take my mark right here, and we'll cut all of this off, fold it around, and then we're going to actually adjust this so it looks a little bit nicer. Same up here. We're going to go ahead and make our mark. And we'll do it right here and cut all that off. And if you want, Carl, you can mark the other side over there. And at this point, you can see here this open hem is a little bit in the way, so I'm just going to bend it down with my thumb so it's out of the way. And do a little bit of a test fit here. Now I don't want to shove this all the way in because I need to pull it back out a couple times as I make my adjustments. So it's going to be about here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of a bend in this so I can see about what I have to work with. Nothing real tight, just about like so. Now in doing that, I'm going to do it on the back as well. In doing that, I've established what that front's going to look like. Now the front is going to be exposed, so I have to be a little bit more careful about how I finish this. And the easiest thing to do is to get that bent around a little bit farther and take a speed square, and at this lowest point, I'm going to take and square that across, and we'll make a nice clean snip right here. Now you see from this point out, I've got about 3 3/4 inches. So I'm going to come about 3 3/4 inches, which puts me about right here, and then connect the dots. So I'm going to go through with my snips and cut off this lower triangle and the triangle to the right, so I got a nice clean square look here when I'm done. So I'm ready to snip these off. Like so. So this will fit in and be nicer looking by the time we get this all sealed up. Now on the back side, I'm also going to have an issue because this corner here is going to be sticking way, way up too high. So I can take my square and put a line across this as well, and all of this can come off of the back. Now with that all done and prepped, the top of the back cut off and the bottom and the right of the front, I again would put a bead of sealant all the way through this joint, and then I'm going to kind of finesse this into the joint. Now it's a little bit difficult here at this corner because it's very tight, but with a little bit of working you can get it to fit in there nicely. And I do have a mallet handy if I need it to get this to fit in nicer. So I'm just going to slowly work it in there. And if you hit a tight spot like this, you can use a 5-in-1 tool or a putty knife, or in this case I've just got a piece of cedar shim. And And I can put that back in the joint here to help bring that together. But you want to be careful if you use a metal tool with aluminum. If I was using a putty knife or a 5-in-1 tool, I might cut all the way through this flashing, where this wood is not as hard on the flashing. So just work it up and down until you feel that flashing bottom out. So feeling that now, it feels pretty good. Right here, I'm looking fine. Got a nice tight joint right here. And I can put my final bend on this, pull it away and give it a bit of an overbend. And right here, as you can see, I actually bend it farther so I'm not quite square. So I can come back in and clean this up in place with a cut like so. And another option if you're working on the chimney is a little torpedo level. If I want to make sure this is a nice plumb joint, I can take a torpedo level right on the flash, and when it's plumb, make myself a mark. And then I know once this is put together and the homeowner or the business owner looks up at their chimney, they see nice straight lines, and it makes them feel good to have it all look nice. So right there is complete, and we'll go ahead and put rivets in when we're done, but we'll leave this open for right now. Now we're going to go ahead and go through the same steps on this other side.